Some people like to chit chat and others like to get right down to business. It's a shame there's no way to know who are the chit chatters and who wants to get directly to the point. Or is there? Let's have ourselves some pocket sized pep talk, and I'll let you know about three sets of clues we can use to figure out the type of person you'll be talking with and how to better connect with them.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
When I work with salespeople and consultants, I can always count on one question being asked when we begin to talk about opening tactics. The question is this: how long do you schmooze for? That's a great question and a complicated answer. For those who don't know what the word schmooze means, the Webster's Dictionary defines it this way: to chit-chat in a friendly and persuasive manner, especially so as to gain favor, business, or connections. I met a doctor once who I felt had the perfect approach to this schmoozing question. He basically just asked. When I met him, I was there to have my eye looked at, and I was a little nervous. He came rolling into the small waiting room, looked at me with a big smile, and said, "Would you like me to look at the eye and then we'll schmooze? Or would you like to schmooze and then I'll look at the eye?" Now, I'm social in nature, and he was clearly social in nature as well. So it was the absolute perfect opening for me. I chose to schmooze a bit, and then he took a look at my eye. If only it were that easy for the rest of us. What makes that opening work was the doctor's ability to understand his patient's social tendencies and fit an approach that was ideal for the situation. What about the rest of us? As much as I like that particular opening and approach to how to balance schmoozing and business, I don't think that technique would work for most of us. So how do you know when to shift between socializing and getting down to business? The answer lies in the personality of the person you're conversing with, and it means you have to focus on three things. One, clues beforehand. You don't have to actually see a person to get a head start on his or her personality. Emails or phone calls will often let you know all you need to know about a particular person. If these exchanges are short and to the point, you're probably dealing with a more dominant person who's not going to want to spend a lot of time schmoozing. Now, on the other hand, if those emails tend to have social information up front, the phone exchanges tend to be a little chatty, and get ready for some upfront schmoozing. 2, clues on hand. Perhaps this particular meeting represents the first time you've ever met with the other individual. Begin by taking a good, fast look at your client's appearance. Is his or her clothing conservative in nature? If so, once again, you might be dealing with a more dominant person, and you want to get down to business relatively quickly. On the other hand, if that clothing is slightly more colorful or pushing the envelope a bit, there's a good chance you're dealing with a social person, and that means upfront schmoozing. 3, clues on the wall. If this meeting takes place in your client's office or home, or even on a good Zoom call, take a good look around you. A bare office or home with little on it or on the walls indicates a more dominant personality, while a little bit more on the walls, a little more clutter, indicates a more social personality. When I know I have business to discuss, I really do wish I could turn to every friend or client I meet and ask them, "Would you like me to look at the business issue and then we'll schmooze? Or would you like me to schmooze and then I'll look at the business issue?" Unfortunately, that just doesn't work in every industry. However, trying to anticipate the social leanings of those you're meeting with and putting some thought into when and for how long you'll schmooze, you'll find that you're a step ahead. Remember, if all else fails, you can just ask.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.